Hi, I'm Anthony Serena. I previously worked at JP Morgan for 4 years in their Equity Prime Services division. Worked on some interesting, cool stuff there. Previously, I graduated Villanova in 2008. That's where I met John.
Hey, I'm John Fazzolari, and I previously worked at FINRA for 4 years and a regulatory agency. And I'm really excited to be here and tell everybody a little bit about what we're building at Revivn.
Growing up, I had a hearing loss. As I got older, it declined and got pretty bad. A cochlear implant changed my life by allowing me to hear, just like a computer can change somebody else's life through access to technology.
People are buying used cars. People are buying used furniture. Why aren't people buying used computers? To build a sustainable company that is able to give back to communities in need. That was the ultimate objective of the company. It was literally that simple, but that definitely changed over time.
My first impression of Revivn is that it was very raw. Mind you, this is in the early days. But at the same time, this is right when the company was really getting its footing. So there is a sense of inertia and excitement. There was about 7 or 8 people, and now there's over 100.
You're starting out, you fail, and it's really hard to get back up. I remember some of the early projects we did, we were so excited about it. We'd go into customers' offices, we'd set up these recycle challenges. The whole program would be pretty much a disaster. What we started to learn was that we were going to fail at everything in the beginning, and then we got stronger every time. And what you start to learn is that what seems to be impossible then starts to become the reality, and then it just becomes inevitable long term. And ultimately, I think that drove me, and we got stronger as the company grew.
The first feeling that I got when I came into this office was very much like a calm confidence. There was a lot of work to do, so I knew I could add value, which I think was something that allowed me to just feel like I could show up and be myself.
The motivation became about a couple of things. One is people. The most rewarding part of the job is not just the people that work at Revivn, but some of the people that we worked with 10 years ago are now VPs of infrastructure, and we were working with them when it was their first job at a college working in IT. And I'd say the second motivation that I think about is how do we build a sustainable, iconic brand that's going to last generations to come? And how can Revivn actually inspire the next group of entrepreneurs?
I came from a company with over 200,000 employees. So when I walked in and I saw everyone at the company in one place, I was like, oh, my work will mean something here. Like what I do will actually move the needle, which is exactly what I was looking for when I came here.
The culture is extremely intentional here. People at Revivn form relationships that I actually get jealous of. There's people that have said I never would have been friends with this person. Now I'm in their wedding. Now I might know their family. I really just hope they remember what it was like when they started to when they wrapped up here. And it's really incredible and meaningful to think about what you accomplished during those time periods with the people you were working with and how that impact is now part of a bigger thing with such a tremendous purpose.
I think about recycling and repurposing, and not just within electronics. When you go to throw something out, if you see that the bin is blue, you know you can put plastic in there. If you see green, you know you put paper in there. If it's black, you know it's garbage. If it's brown now, you know compost. But what's the color for the fastest growing waste stream in the entire world that's also the most toxic? There is none. And with Revivn, we're making that orange. And orange is much, much, much bigger than Revivn as a company. Orange represents the home and the right way of recycling and repurposing a waste stream that actually can be upcycled and help other people. I want people to look back in 10 years and realize that they were part of a larger movement than what we're actually doing right here, right now, at this point in time. So Revivn is a sustainable company. We've also always had sustainable growth. And sustainable growth doesn't mean that we're not going to grow extremely quickly. We're going to do it the Revivn way. We talk a lot about building the infrastructure this year to allow us to scale. That's a very intentional decision. We could try and move faster, but that's just not the way in which we operate, because we want to ensure that all of our clients have this amazing experience no matter what phase of the company that we're with.
A lot of companies that would be in a similar space, like a Revivn, the instant thing would be, hey, we need like hundreds of facilities, every city in the world, and doing it that way. And we think back to the early days of how we built The reason that we started to expand in the beginning was we had a customer problem where they were like, hey, I have this office in a different location, and we figure out how to serve that location. And we really did it step by step in a very efficient and scalable manner, but it took longer. And we've been a slow bake because of that. But when you take all of the small things that Revivn does and you combine them over the past decade, the compounding results of that happen a lot quicker. And that's something that I think is going to be very important over the next decade as we continue to grow to 100.
When I think about Revivn's growth rocket ship, I've never questioned, like, will there be a Revivn? Will there be no more need for IT recycling? It's like, I am on this rocket ship and it's not slowing down, it's still being built. And it feels like you're on a rocket ship every day, which is cool.